to TalkFCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys, to a Barcelona news roundup video. And I have to say, it has been quite a long time since we've done this. And in today's news roundup, unlike usual roundups, most of what we're going to say is good news. It's not all good news, I can't promise you that. Some of these things are out of my hands, but we'll try and keep it positive. And in today's video, there is lots coming up. Let's do it. Okay, so let's kick right off here with the good positive news to start you off with. Let's keep everything upbeat here because we're going to start with Ousmane Dembélé. And according to multiple reports in the Spanish media, his recovery from his recent injury, of course, continues to progress absolutely positively. Everything's gone well for him. He's doing the right things. He's been very, very committed to his work and he's been really working hard to get himself back fit as soon as he possibly can. And according to those reports, it's fully expected that in just 3 weeks' time, Ousmane will be fully recovered and fully ready to go under Quique Setién. And that's fantastic news. Just 3 weeks there, we have to wait until we see Dembélé out on the field. And I can't wait to see him under Quique Setién because the only coach that we've ever seen Dembélé play under is Ernesto Valverde. Let's see now what Setien can bring out of him. I'm sure that he's going to demand more from him. That'll be a good thing. And certainly here, that would see his return date around the 5th of February. And that would mean that he can get nicely up to speed before the Champions League comes round at the end of February. Exciting times. Dembélé is on his way back. And from one record signing to another, because we do now move on to Philippe Coutinho and his long-term future at Barcelona. And I know many of you guys are very, very interested in this particular report, and it came there from Cadena Ser, who basically claim that Quique Setién is a big Philippe Coutinho fan. And according to Cadena Ser, Setien would love for Coutinho to come back to Barcelona and to come back to be included in his team. And that would be absolutely fascinating to see something like that happen. Now, obviously, Coutinho is not going to be recalled. He's not going to be brought back to the club before the end of his loan deal at Bayern Munich. I don't believe that we even have the option to do that if we wanted him to. But when Coutinho's loan expires, and it's expected there that Bayern are not going to purchase him for 120 million euros, when he's back there at Barcelona, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. Because Quique Setién, clearly there, a fan of Coutinho. What's he going to do with him? And in particular, where would he play him? What sort of role would we see Coutinho in? That could be one to certainly keep an eye on. And also want to bring you right up to speed with a developing incoming transfer which has been brewing now over the past few days because reports in Brazil claim that Barcelona have completely closed the signing of Matheus Fernandes, who's a 21-year-old Brazilian, and he's going to be coming in there set to sign from Palmeiras for 7 million euros plus 4 million there in add-ons. So that deal could reach there a combined total of 11 million euros, and it's expected that very, very soon it will become official that Fernandes will become a Barcelona player. But right now, it's not exactly certain what's going to happen with Fernandes once he arrives from Brazil. Most likely, he's going to go into the Barcelona B team, perhaps. But from there, it's most likely going to be a loan deal. We saw it with Emerson when he's brought in there from Brazil. He went straight out on loan. And certainly here, it's a similar story that's going to happen with Fernandes. He's a midfield player. He's a very highly rated player coming in there from Brazil. He's somebody, I'm told, that likes to be box to box. He can chip in every now and then with goals. He can play there with some intensity, and it's going to be interesting here to see the path that his career takes. If he goes out on loan, where will he go? Will he stay in La Liga? And what sort of performances he can put in? But that one there should be official soon. Fernandes is coming to Barca. But okay, let's not delay it any longer. Let's deal with the negative news and let's deal with it head on right here. Jean-Clair Todibo has left Barcelona, and I'm gutted about that. I'm absolutely gutted here that Todibo has left initially on a 6-month loan deal. He's gone to Schalke, to the Bundesliga there, as was expected. Now, I want to say, even before we get into this deal, this was something there that was agreed, it was sanctioned, before Quique Setién even walked through the door. Todibo has been in Germany over the past few days. He's not ever even seen Quique Setién. He's not been in training. He's been waiting for this deal to be done. It was all sewn up and agreed before Setien came came through the door. Barcelona there have sent him out on a 6-month loan to Schalke. Barcelona there will receive 1.5 million euros for that loan deal, and Schalke will pay the entirety of Todibo's wages. Now, once that loan comes to an end, this is where the deal takes a pretty downward turn. Schalke have the option to buy Todibo for just 25 million euros, plus a potential 5 million more in variables. And it gets even worse, because if Schalke there do go down that route and do purchase Todibo permanently, Barcelona then will have a buyback option, but for 50 million euros plus 10. So that could be there 60 million just to get a player back that we had anyway. We sent him out on loan here, which is a good thing. Todibo deserves to play. He may have got to play anyway under Quique Setién, which is the annoying thing. Just like Carlos Alenia, you just feel as though maybe if this could have been delayed by a few more weeks, it could have been much, much better for all parties. But Todibo does head out the exit door, and I'm just here hoping Schalke don't make that permanent. I hope that somehow they don't get that money together. They can't get that money together, because Todibo going out on loan is absolutely fine, but we want this guy back. He's just 20 years old. He's a massive, massive talent there at centre-back, and I'm really, really hoping that come the summer, Todibo is back with Barca. And with Todibo departing, that there leaves Barcelona with just 3 first-team centre-backs available to Quique Setién. Gerard Piqué, Clement Longley and Samuel Umtiti remain at the club, but we are going to need somebody else there to step into that 4th centre-back role. And according to reports, that player there is going to be Ronald Araújo. The Barcelona player is expected there to make that step up to the first team and to become there the 4th centre-back. He's also 20 years old. He's a Uruguayan. We've seen him very briefly this season make his debut under Ernesto Valverde. It was very, very brief. He came on there as a sub at the Camp Nou against Sevilla. He did play pretty well for the time he was on the field, but he was very, very harshly sent off. You'll all remember it there. A red card on his Barcelona debut. Very unfortunate, but Araujo is talented, and hopefully, I'm sure under Setien, he will get his chance. And speaking of Barcelona B, and in particular their Barcelona B players, we do have to move back to Quique Setién, our brand new coach, what he can bring to the club. And we spoke earlier on about using youth, about the fact that Setien wouldn't be scared at all to put those younger players in there and really, really stick to his word. And look at it here. This here is Quique Setién sitting in the crowd alongside his assistant there, watching Barcelona B take on Barcelona tonight, where Monchu, I have to say, scored an absolutely stunning goal. Barcelona B won the game 2-1. Some good displays out there were, but certainly Setien, he's involved in everything. He's had training, he's had double sessions, he's had them back in again today, but still, even after his job is finished there technically, he's back in work, he's looking at the younger talent, and I really do believe we found ourselves here a fantastic, fantastic coach. And I just also want to talk here not only about Setien, but also his staff, who have been very much involved in the training sessions, in the preparation, and they're going to be vital as well to the Barcelona first team. And I want to talk in particular about Sarabia, who is actually their Quique Setién's assistant coach. He could actually become, I feel, a very prominent figure, and a very liked figure, I feel, by the Barcelona fan base, because he actually worked there with Quique Setién at Las Palmas. He also worked alongside him there at Real Betis. He's somebody who knows Quique Setién and his methods very, very well. And it's kind of known, really, that Quique Setién is the brains behind the operation. He's the thinker. He's the methodical man that we've spoken about. He's planning everything out at all times. But it's known, really, that Sarabia there, his right-hand man, he's the man with the passion, with the intensity. He's known for being on the touchline there and giving the orders, really keeping the players on their toes and absolutely there, demanding the very best. And also, the interesting thing about it, he's got a Twitter account. You want to go on there and have a look at some of his tweets. He's a big fan there of Lionel Messi. He likes, of course, good football. That's absolutely clear. But he also loves cycling. Now, who does that remind you of? Who does that remind you of there? Full of passion, full of intensity, demanding the best from his players, and loves cycling. Yep. That's Luis Enrique you're thinking of, and you've got Luis Enrique there in Sarabia next to Quique Setién. It seems to me like the perfect coaching partnership, and I think for Barcelona, it's going to be fascinating to see how this goes. So that there, guys, brings us to an end in today's news roundup. What I wanted to do with this video, guys, is just keep you up to date with everything that's happening with Barcelona right now. Of course, we're all focused on Quique Setién, what he's going to bring to Barcelona, what we're going to do on the weekend against Granada. It is so exciting there to think about our first game, and that's a long, long time since that's happened. It's great that we can be excited. It's great that we can look forward to Barcelona playing, and that's the way that it should be. And tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, so much more content, so many more videos coming up for you guys. And tomorrow, it's the big one. Quique Setién and the way that he could play with this Barcelona team. We're going to be looking at formations. We're going to be looking at the personnel that Setien will want to use at Barca and how he could use them. It's all going to be coming up for you. Thanks for your support. But until next time, as always, Vasca El Barça.